I'm very sorry to disappoint you all, but because I had an exam until yesterday, I did not have enough time to prepare for a speech which is suitable for a inter-university final. Thank you very much. Sorry. What if I actually did that? What if I did hide behind the excuse of not having enough time to justify me giving up? Will I not end up being a loser? Mr. Contest Chair, ladies and gentlemen, as humans in life, we come up with various excuses. And these excuses may lead to our own downfall. There were 3 people in my life who taught me that these excuses will not make you a successful man. First one of them being my own mother. She would never let me give excuses. I still remember when I was in grade 2, just before the examination, I went in front of my mother and I told her, "Mom, I don't think I can go to school today. My tummy hurts." Well, unfortunately for me, ladies and gentlemen, my mother is a doctor. And she understood my condition better than I did myself. So she told me, "It's all right, son. You cannot go to school today." I was a happy child until... "But I will take you to the hospital with me and I'll give you an injection so you will be all right for tomorrow's exam." Like every other second grader does, I was more afraid of the needle than the exam. So I had to go to the exam that day. And that night, when my mother came to tuck me under the bed, she told me, "Son, in your life, you will come across various excuses justify you giving up. But if you want to become a successful person, every time you come across such an excuse, you should tell yourself that you are not excused." The second person in my life who taught me not to give excuses is my debating coach. I had a brief period of debating during my school career. And in the first 6 months, I went for 4 tournaments. The first tournament we went in, we got knocked off in the first round. And the second tournament we went in, we still got knocked off in the first round. The third tournament, ladies and gentlemen, we still got knocked off in the first round. But every time our coach asked us what happened, we had excuses. "Sir, how do you expect us to win when the world's best debating team is in the other side? Sir, how do you expect us to win when we do not understand the technicality of the topic? Sir, how do you expect us to win when the opposition is comprised of such beautiful young girls?" We had excuses. But I still remember this one day, 2 weeks before our 4th tournament, our coach came to us. And in a deep voice, he said, "Sons, for the past 3 tournaments, you all have been giving me excuses, not taking responsibility for your own actions and your own failures. But if you want to become successful debaters, it is high time you all say no to those excuses. If you do not do so, this will be the last time I will coach you." This was a very dark moment for us. Our own coach has told us that he is going to quit on us because of our excuses. So 3 of us got together and we wrote down every single excuse that we could think of, and we practiced hard on these. And the 4th tournament, ladies and gentlemen, we became first runners up. The third person in my life who taught me not to give excuses is my uncle. My uncle is a policeman. So one day he came to me and he asked me, with his weird Texas Ranger accent, "Son, do you know why crimes happen?" Well, me trying to be a bit witty, answered him, "Because the authorities which are supposed to protect law and order of the country are not effective enough." He just laughed. And he told me, "Son, you are wrong. The reason why crimes happen is because people give excuses to themselves." Let me elaborate the example that he brought up. Take a daily situation where you have to cross the street right across, but the zebra crossing is 100 yards away. You, like a normal person should do, walk that 100 yards, cross the zebra crossing, and come back to the shop. Or do you, like me, and 99% other undergraduates in this country do, just run across the street. And when you just run across the street, you make an excuse inside your head saying, it's all right to break this law because no one's going to get hurt. But my uncle explained to me, in the same way, people start taking bribes, people start stealing things, and people start being corrupt. And if you do so, you will never be successful. So these three people have given me a valuable advice in my life. That if I want to become a successful person, every time I come up with an excuse to justify me giving up, I should tell myself that you are not excused. And every time I come up with an excuse to justify my own mistakes and failures, I should tell myself that you are not excused. And every time I come up with an excuse to go beyond the limits of law, I should tell myself that you are not excused. Even Adolf Hitler once said, winners do not have to give excuses. Losers should not live to give excuses. So ladies and gentlemen, answer me this question. If you want to become successful, every time you come up with an excuse, you should tell yourselves, over to you.